Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to my podcast, Fast Forward Mindset Motivational Podcast. And just in case you didn't know, I'm your host, Coach James. On my podcast, I will give you the recipe to a brand new life by intentionally rewiring the way you think. And the way you think is everything. What's going on, everybody? Hope all is going well. So, yesterday we laid my grandmother to rest. And like I shared on the last episode, she was 95 years old. So she lived a very long life. And I remember me and my cousin was talking yesterday, and he was like, man, Baby James, because everybody called me Baby James since I've been a kid, right? But he said, man, Baby James, I wish I lived to be 95. And I said, hey, cousin, I hear that. And I wish I can live to be 95 as well. So to live to be 95 years old on this earth is definitely a challenge. And when I think about it, like my grandmother, how did she live 95 years? Why did she live 95 years? I feel like she lived that long to make sure that she wanted to see everybody, her children, her grandchildren, her great grandchildren, to go off in this world and do something meaningful. So yesterday was a sad day, but as well as a celebration. So, but I got a question for y'all, because I posted something on social media a couple of days ago, and it was simple. It said that life gets better when you make life better, and that's funny because that's the episode title. When you get better, when life gets better, you make it better, right? And a lot of times in life, we hold on to things, negative things, childhood traumas, heartbreaks, things that has plagued us for years. And because we hold on to those things, they just might make life miserable. Hey, y'all, if you didn't catch last week's episode, go check it out. It's called Do You Struggle with Commitment? But anyways, so y'all, my life used to suck at one point. But I want to tell the story of this person. And this person, let's just call this person Dee Dee. And Dee Dee life was filled with childhood trauma. She had a lot of things that she dealt with from a child growing up. Um, there was some molestation. There was some things that she had to struggle with being a young lady, a little girl, right? And her life was just it stemmed from her childhood all the way up to her adult life. She had several failed relationships with people, and then with romantic relationships. She had family issues where she didn't really get along with her family at times of her life. And then last but not least, she had daddy issues. She had a dad that abandoned her. And because her dad abandoned her, it really left a lot of scars on her. So her life to her was not worth living for, and life became miserable because she didn't know what she was living for. She lost her purpose and her joy for life because she went through so much at a young age. And that makes sense. And this story might be like your story, or maybe a little different. But what I want to say is that in life, when you want life to get better, you have to make it better. So let's talk about some things that you can do to make your life just a little bit better, right? Um, I want to share too that when your life is a struggle, you deal with more anxiety, you deal with more depression, and some of us have even dealt with suicidal thoughts. I know I have my moments in life, and I'm like, is life even worth me being here anymore? Should I just end it all today? I mean, I've had thoughts like that in the past, so I know if I've had them, millions of other people have had those same thoughts, right? And that's why it's important that we make life better for ourselves so those thoughts can disappear and we not think like that and find a way to enjoy life no matter what we went through as a child, no matter what adulthood is thrown our way, right? But what I want to say is that this person reached out to me a year ago wanting help, this Dee Dee. And what I taught Dee Dee was to rewire the way she thinks. And when I taught her how to rewire the way she thinks, we talked about some things. And number one was uncover the issue, right? What is the issues that you're fighting with? What's holding you back, right? What thoughts are recycling in your mind over and over and over again? Because let's be honest, a lot of times things that we dealt with in our childhood, it's like a recycling pattern. It just negative thoughts just keep coming back over and over again, right? So I taught her to uncover her issues and take accountability, right? Sometimes when I say take accountability, sometimes we have to just say, this happened to me and I have to accept it versus saying, I'm not going to accept it. It didn't happen. Because if you don't accept it, you're never going to be able to get over the hill, right? Number two, we talked about seeking forgiveness and seeking forgiveness for yourself. You don't have to always forgive the person that hurt you, the person who took advantage of you. Should you forgive that person? Yes, 100%. But at the same time, that comes in time sometimes. But at the end of the day, you have to forgive yourself. And know this, it's not your fault. Some of us take accountability and we take ownership of things that happen to us that wasn't our fault. No, it wasn't fair it happened to you, but it just happened. And we have to look in the mirror and say, I'm going to take accountability, but it's not my fault. And I'm going to overcome that. It's not my fault, right? When I found out who I thought was my dad wasn't my dad, for years, I never took accountability, and I kept blaming myself and saying, it's my fault. It's my fault. And I had nothing to do with that. That was between my parents, whatever happened, right? But somehow, in some way, through the years, I took ownership of that and was like, it's my fault. But it wasn't my fault. And finally, I was able to forgive myself and say, it's not my fault. It happened. It's not my fault. And I'm not going to own that because it's not my fault. But however, I am going to find a way to get over it and enjoy my life. Rewire the way I think, right? So I said, seek forgiveness. Forgiveness is for you, not anyone else. And remember, it's not your fault. Number three, I taught Dee Dee to think positive. And when you think positive, you rewire your thinking. You live life different, right? And when you live positive, you think positive. And when you think positive, you live positive, right? And I don't know if I butchered that or whatever, but I was trying to say, when you live positive, you think positive. And when you think positive, you live positive. Now, you're going to be challenged with positivity? Yes, all day long. Like I said, we live in a world where negativity sits everywhere, right? And if we're not careful, we will absorb more negativity than positivity. And so we got to go seek daily positivity on a daily basis. Like I shared in one of my episodes, I did a couple episodes back, y'all. I struggle with negativity, but I find a way to get positivity in my life every single day. And this is you rewiring the way you think and learning that I don't live based on negativity. I live based on positivity, right? And so once you figure that piece out, life becomes better for you. Last but not least, gratitude. You have to find gratitude in things that are great in your life. And the reason why I say find gratitude brings peace to your life. You know, you can check mark and say, hey, this is good in my life. This brings me peace. I got that degree. I paid off that student loan. I brought that house I always wanted. I married the person I wanted to marry. This is peaceful, right? So gratitude leads to being peaceful. So when I say that life gets better when you make it better, it's those four things: uncovering your issues, seek forgiveness, think positive, and show gratitude toward the things that you have going great in your life. Now, the things that aren't going great, you can always work on those and fix those. But right now, I want you to focus on the things that are going great and show gratitude to that. Because if you show gratitude to that, that makes life enjoyable, right? All this is your decision. You can decide that you want your life to be better, or you can decide if you want your life to be the same way it's been the last 10 years, right? If you want drama in your life, you a drama fiend, guess what? Your life is going to bring you drama. I had posted on my social media the other day saying that when you put positivity out in the world, positivity will come back to you. But the same goes for if you put negativity in the world, negativity is going to find its way back to you. And I have to say, the negativity is going to come back faster because we live in a world where we absorb a lot of negativity. So positivity is the way to be. But this is all your decision. You decide if you want your life to be peaceful, loving, and all the good stuff that makes life worth enjoyable. Or you decide whether you want your life to be filled with drama, chaos, arguments, negative energy, negative vibes, and so on. You have the ability to eliminate anything in your life that you don't want in your life by you setting boundaries. What I want to leave you with today is that you are the CEO of your life. You determined what life you want to live, what life you want your family to live. Now, I'm not saying you can literally determine and make your family live the life you want them to live. What I mean by that is that when someone see you living a good life, sometimes they want to mirror that. They want to live that good life with you. And by you being the CEO of your life, taking control, living a great life, people be like, I want to live that same life. I'm going to do what Dee Dee is doing now. Because I see Dee Dee is happy. Dee Dee has got over all her issues. Dee Dee loves life and is enjoying life. And so I want to say, I want to be like Dee Dee. You are the CEO of your life. You decide. But y'all, I'm gonna get out of here because I got some things that I gotta take care of today. But I want y'all to really, really, really think about what you being the CEO of your life means to you. And when you find out the definition of that, I want you to put that on paper. And when you put that on paper, start eliminating things in your life that's not for you. Right? It's not for you. Get rid of it. You don't need it. You don't need heartbreak in your life anymore. You don't need childhood trauma in your life anymore. That stuff happened 30 years ago. You can get over that now. You no longer need the broken trust stuff in your life. That abandonment issue happened 30 years ago. And sadly enough, your dad may not be coming back. You may not ever gain a relationship that you want to gain with him because he wasn't there when you was a child. But at the end of the day, you can still make life enjoyable and make life that much better. Thank y'all for listening. I really appreciate it. Hey, y'all, I'm still available for anyone that wants to speak to me one-on-one. You can share your darkest secret, your biggest hurt, your biggest fear and struggle, your new business plan, whatever you're looking to share with me. I will give you 30 minutes of my time for $50. My Cash App info is $JEWATKI1. Email me at my email, which is JEWATKI1@gmail.com. Also, my email in the body of the podcast description. So if you can't write it down because you're driving or working out, you can go back to the description and get my email address and email me at what time you want to meet. And then I'll respond to you, letting you know if I'm available or not. But I'll make time available for you, okay? If you have not subscribed to the podcast episode or followed it, make sure you do that. When you go to whatever platform you listen on, hit the follow button. When you hit the follow button, when a brand new one drops, it'll give you an alert. Make sure you leave comments. Always leave questions on the Spotify podcast. Actually, it's been down for the last couple of days, so I don't know if it's working. I'm going to test it once I upload this episode. But leave comments. You can always leave comments. I'm not hard to find, y'all. I'm on IG all day, every day as James Watkins at 40 and Fit Life Coach. If you're struggling today with thoughts of suicide, thoughts of hurting yourself or someone else, please don't hesitate to call the Suicide Prevention Hotline at 988. Hey, y'all, I'm Coach James. Let me help you rewire the way you think. And as I always say, practice daily mindset rehabilitation. And that's my 2 cents on it, y'all. Peace.